I used to be the worst starter on my football team, but whenever I started doing these 7 things, I was voted the most improved player the next year. I got scholarship offers, and then on the school I ended up committing to, I ended up starting as a true freshman. I'm making this video so you can make sure you're doing everything you need to do to be the best athlete you can possibly be. The more you watch this video, the longer you watch it, the more value you get out of it, the more information you learn, okay? My personal favorite are number 4 and 5, but let's get straight into it. Number 1, the first thing you need to know about becoming the best athlete you can possibly be is that you can't be afraid of being called a tryhard. A lot of times whenever we're younger, we're playing with our friends, we were doing whatever, playing sports, whether we're lifting weights, whether we're playing football, playing basketball, playing soccer, we always see that one dude and we'll be like, man, why are you being such a tryhard today? That one dude who's going all out on every single rep. Every time the ball comes his way, he's going all out. He's catching that ball and making somebody miss. He's going 100% even when other people aren't taking it that serious. That person that you call a tryhard, that is the person that you want to be. You want to be called a tryhard because all the people in the NFL, all the people that playing Division I football, all of them are tryhards, and they don't care if they're called tryhards or not, bro. They're trying hard every day because their dream for themselves, their vision for themselves is to be successful in this sport, is to be the best they can possibly be. And you will never be the best you can possibly be if you don't try hard, okay? You need to embrace being intentional with everything you do and doing things at a high intensity. Whenever you're playing football with as much intensity as you can, because you won't always have these opportunities to play football. You won't always be this young. You won't always have this day. This is a new day. Every day is a new day, and you gotta put intensity into each and every day. Because if you don't, if you go through the motions, then it is not going to be good. Like going through the motions when you're stretching, when you're running, that's not making you better, and in all reality it's probably making you worse, okay? So be more intentional, be more intense in your workouts. And then another thing they do is they love the competition. Tryhards love the competition. We love competing, whatever it is, whether we're playing ping pong. I heard Travis Kelce tell a story about Patrick Mahomes when he first met him on the Chiefs. Kelce was basically saying that like they'll play ping pong all night until Patrick won, because that's how competitive he is. He would be wearing jeans and some nice clothes at a gathering, but Patrick Mahomes would be drenched in sweat after just competing, wanting to win. And so that's what you got to be. If you want to be the best athlete, you got to be, number 1, gotta be a tryhard. You can't be afraid of being called a tryhard. And if you get called a tryhard, good job, you're doing something right, okay? Number 2, you need to do a lot of activities. And this is kind of stemming off of that Patrick Mahomes aspect. Patrick Mahomes didn't start playing football till he was in high school. He was mainly a baseball player. So his body knew multiple different patterns when it came to sports. He knew the baseball throwing pattern, and he was learning the football, okay? And I just told you he was playing ping pong, he was being competitive. So you gotta be competitive in whatever you do, and not just football. You gotta love playing football, you gotta love playing basketball. You can't limit yourself. One big mistake I did going into high school was like, no, I'm only gonna focus on football. I'm not gonna play basketball anymore. And I ended up actually playing basketball in high school, but the coaches were so shitty in basketball at my school. So I stopped playing, and I really missed out on some athletic gains during that time. I wish I would have played, but at the same time, I kind of understand why I didn't, because the coaches were just dickheads. But just because if the coaches are dickheads, still play basketball in your free time. Play pickup with your friends. If you like soccer, play soccer with your friends. Learn how to box, okay? Just don't do the only sport. Don't make it only football. Please play other sports, because that alone, playing football will help you get better at other sports. Playing other sports will help you get better at football. It just helps you become a better athlete overall, and that's easy to learn. It doesn't take a neuroscientist to realize that you need to play more than one sport, so your body can adapt to multiple different movements, okay? Number 3, you need to be light on your feet. So if you got extra weight, if you got excess weight, you can't really see your abs, just losing a couple pounds of fat. Like every 5 pounds you lose, you will see a noticeable difference in the way you play, in the way you move, and how fast you are. Every 5 pounds you lose, okay? So if you're like 200, and for me, 200 to 195 is a huge difference. From 200 to 195, I go from like 15% body fat to like my abs are showing. And then whenever I'm 195, man, I'm flying. I'm running with my NFL friends. We're sprinting and I'm keeping up with them. That's when I feel the best, okay? But don't get too caught up in the numbers whenever you're trying to get light, because that's something that I'm kind of doing right now, because I just came back from France. I just had a whole lot of pastries. I ate a whole lot, so I'm overweight, but I'm building muscle. I'm turning some of that fat into muscle. But whatever, that's off topic. You need to be light. You need to be light on your feet. That doesn't only mean being light like being lean, but you need to be good on your feet. So you need to be good on the balls of your toes. This kind of comes off of what I said on the last one, where you need to do a lot of activities. This means you need to be light on your feet, and by doing those activities, you need to be on the balls of your feet. So you need to be light on your feet, and whenever you do more activities, that automatically makes you lighter. It makes you more lean, and it makes you used to being on the balls of your feet more. In all honesty, that's probably the key to being the best athlete you can possibly be, is literally just being on the balls of your feet more than other people. That alone, that's literally being athlete. Moving, like there's kids in soccer that play pickup soccer in the streets that end up making it to the, I don't know soccer like that, but make it to the big leagues that are playing in the World Cup. They start out in the street and they're just playing in their bare feet, and they're playing on their toes, on the balls of their feet. So you got to do the same. You got to be on the balls of your feet for a long time. You got to be on them throughout the day. And number 4, this one was one of my favorites, and this is to turn your mind off. If you have problem with overthinking, problem with doubting yourself, then that overthinking, that doubting is literally making you worse. It's making you so much worse than you are. Like, you're supposed to be this good, but it's bringing you down all the way to like right here. That's how much it's making you worse. Because if I told you that if you believed in yourself, if you completely flipped the way you thought of yourself, and you're, instead of saying, man, I suck at football, man, I'm not going anywhere in football, I'm not going to get any offers, I'm slow. If I told you just all you got to do is tell yourself the opposite, and never let those negative thoughts creep into your mind. Don't even consider those thoughts to be real, and just flip it into who you want to be as a football player. I'm telling you that alone, and you just repeat, man, I am fast, man. I am the best on this field. Man, nobody can stop me. Nobody can guard me. I'm a Division I football player. In your mind, you're a Division I football player. People might not have offered you D1 scholarships, but in your mind, you know that whenever you get that opportunity, whenever you go to that camp, whenever you go to that walk-on tryout, you are a D1 athlete, okay? It has to exist in your head first, okay? Whenever you tell yourself you're overthinking and you're slow and you suck and you doubt, it's gonna show into the world because it started in here. But so now, we gotta flip it, and we gotta start, man, I am a D1 athlete, man, I am the best on this field. You gotta start in here, then it'll show out into the world. And you gotta, after you do that, that'll help you turn your mind off. Just having that confidence in yourself, so you're not doubting yourself anymore. Having that confidence that you know you are that player. And if you want to be the best player that you can possibly be, you gotta turn your mind off. And you'll know that because you're telling yourself you're the best player. So now you know that you need to turn your mind off. And obviously it's a lot easier said than done to turn your mind off. It comes with experience. Whenever you turn your mind off, bro, you're just focused on the external thing. You're focused on the dude in front of you, beating the dude in front of you, dominating the dude in front of you. Whenever the ball comes your way, you're focused on catching that ball. That's it. You're not focused on the thoughts. You're not focused on what people think of you, what you think people think of you, because that's really what it is. It's what you're focused on what you think people think of you, not what people actually think of you. You don't know what people actually think of you. You need to turn your mind off, and that's another key way to being the best athlete you can possibly be, okay? Number 5, you need to be serious about your rest. Now, depending on what age you are, like your body is like Superman whenever you're younger. Like, you can recover super fast. If you ever seen The Boys, you got that regenerative health that Kamiko has. Like, that's the recovery it seems like kids have, where they can go all day and they don't get hurt. But whenever you get older and you still think that you're young, whenever you get to like 18, 19, 20, and you still think you're able to run like you were 14, like you were 13, like how you were 10 years old, you are mistaken. You need to start taking your sleep more serious. And obviously kids need to take sleep more serious, but they can get away with more stuff. But now it's gonna be harder for you to get away for certain things, like taking your sleep serious, getting 8 hours in, getting your nutrition right, eating the right amount of calories, the right amount of carbs, protein. If you don't know that, I have videos teaching you about that. I have courses teaching you how to become aesthetic and athletic. If you want to learn how to get aesthetic and athletic like me, how I have gone through this journey multiple times, how I've gained weight and lost weight, how I've gained muscle and lost fat at the same time, and it really got a good body and stayed athletic and actually got more athletic, then look into these courses right here. Those will teach you how you can do that. You got to be serious about your rest. You can't be stressing too much, because mental stress, it hurts your recovery. It does. It hurts. It's one of the top overtraining injuries. People think that you get injuries from overtraining, from training too much, but it's really a lack of sleep, too much stress, not enough calories, not enough carbs, not enough protein. These are what cause overtraining injuries, those 5 things. So get your rest in check, because if you don't, man, you're not gonna perform well on the field. Just if you think you need to grind, you need to wake up at 6 a.m., grind, and then work out at midnight, grind, and only get like 4 hours of sleep, you're running yourself in the ground, and it's not worth it. Okay, it's not. So take your recovery serious, and that'll help you become an amazing athlete, because sleep is, I'm pretty sure I saw something about LeBron. He sleeps 12 hours a day. And so everybody looks up to LeBron. Every athlete looks up to LeBron. So if you want to take something from his game and add it to yours, man, get your sleep in right. Get your sleep in check. Okay. And number 6, you know how I talked about how the kids that played soccer, they would literally play in the street in their bare feet? That's what you need to do now. I kind of touched on it, but you need to spend more times barefoot. This is the 6th one. Spend more times barefoot. So that forces you to be on the balls of your feet. That forces you to not use your heels. That'll force you to be comfortable moving on the balls of your feet. And whenever you're comfortable doing that, I'm telling you, and I already talked about this, but another thing I want to tell you is to get barefoot shoes. And if you don't know what barefoot shoes are, look at the video on the screen. These are my barefoot shoes. I've been wearing these for almost a year now. They take some getting used to, but that makes your feet so swollen. It really develops the muscles in your feet, because with all the Nike shoes you wear, the Jordans you wear, whatever the kids are wearing these days, whatever the shoes that y'all wear, they're not developing the foot muscles the right way. So whenever you work out in Nikes, your foot is in a sofa. Your foot is in a couch, and you're not gonna get anywhere being on a couch. You're not gonna, if you put your whole body on a couch and just sat there, you're not building any muscle. That's what you're doing with your feet. Your feet is literally on a couch. So whenever you get these barefoot shoes, you're working all the muscles in your feet, and you're gonna start learning how to be on the balls of your feet more instead of your heels, and it's gonna develop so much muscle, and you'll see explosiveness fast after a couple weeks. Whenever I put these on and I got used to them, bro, I feel like my speed jumped through the roof, just because I was developing foot muscles I had never developed before. Okay, so that's like an extra tip from number 3. I'm just adding it into number 6, is get you some barefoot shoes. Get comfortable being barefoot too. If you can train in no socks, just your bare feet, do that. But if the gyms don't let you, which they probably won't, or it's whatever it is, get you some barefoot shoes. Those will help develop your feet, and you'll get stronger throughout the day the more you wear them compared to other people, because other people won't know this and won't even get these, because they like looking good. They like having the Nikes, having the Yeezys, having the Jordans. They like wearing that. But if you wear these, your feet will always be lifting weights. Your feet will always be getting stronger, okay? And number 7, the last one, and this one is, I like this one, but you need to have high testosterone. You need to have high levels of testosterone. Literally playing sports, us athletes naturally have higher testosterone because we're always playing sports, we're always competing. But I'm just gonna give you a list of other things you can do to make sure you're getting as much, you're taking care of your testosterone levels, because as men, we need testosterone, because I mean, there's no successful man that has low testosterone, okay? Especially a successful athlete. That's just impossible. You can't be a successful athlete. You can't be the best athlete if you don't have high testosterone, okay? Here's a list of a couple things that I want you to make sure you're doing so you can be the best athlete you can possibly be. And number 1, eat red meat, preferably grass-fed, but if you can't get grass-fed, then that's fine. Just eat more red meat like steak and ground beef. Personally, I don't eat ribeyes. I like sirloins, but if you like ribeyes, get you some ribeyes. Ground beef is amazing. I love some ground beef, but red meat, obviously chicken is good for you too, but red meat has more minerals and vitamins in it, and it's just more healthy for you that you won't get from like chicken, especially if it's grass-fed. If it's grass-fed, you get a whole lot of nutrients that you want. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, lift heavy weights. And that's what we do as athletes, as football players. We lift heavy weights. It can't be going through the motions. It has to be really challenging you and pushing you to failure. Lifting weights will boost your testosterone, obviously. You'll build more muscle from it, obviously. Number 3, compete with other men. If you like competing, bro, your testosterone will go through the roof. Just competing with people across from you, and everything you do, compete, because you're challenging yourself. It's a challenge. You're not sitting back and letting somebody dominate you. No, you're gonna be the one dominating, just competing with other people, okay? And number 4, I actually didn't know this until a couple of years ago. I wish I would have known this when I was younger. That's why I'm telling you this. But bro, whenever you talk to beautiful women or whatever women you are attracted to, that raises your testosterone, okay? Because it makes you feel like a man. And you're talking to, whenever you're talking to her, a man to woman conversation, bro, the more women you talk to, it raises your testosterone, especially if they're beautiful. Because I mean, it's just human nature. I'm not sure how it works. I'm not a scientist. I'm just a football player just like you. But talking to beautiful women will make you feel like more like a man, and it raises your testosterone levels, which makes you better on the football field. So talking to women makes you better at football. Simple. The last one, this one is a good one, but spend time in the sun with your shirt off. So whenever you go outside in the sun, take your shirt off, because whenever the sun beams on your chest, it raises your testosterone by a lot. If you're not comfortable taking your shirt off, that's fine, but at least spend more time in the sun. I mean, you have to at football, wherever you are, man. Actually, I don't know, because some people watch my videos that are in Canada, that are up north. But spend every time there's sun out, man, go get you some sun. It's good for your skin, good for your hair. And plus, the more you get used to the heat, then that's better for you as a football player, because football, we play in the heat. We play in the heat, especially at the beginning of the season, okay? So all of those lists of things, that was the whole video. Hopefully you're doing all of those things. I want you to make sure you're doing all these things, and comment down below if I taught you something new that you're gonna apply and that you're gonna start doing to raise your testosterone, to be the best athlete you can possibly be. And if you want to learn how to get more ripped, how to get more explosive at the same time, then watch this video right here.